friends. How's it going? Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Hope I got your attention. Ow. Today I got some fragrances that they are giving away. These are amazing buys. They're legitimately, not exactly giving them away, but they are really super cheap. And they've got amazing quality to go with that cheap price. So it's the best of both worlds. And I tried to slip in some fragrances that are really good for fall and winter, some that are good for spring and summer. So we're covering all our bases here. So yeah, all of these linked in the description below. Check them out down there. And there's that new code, which is GS25 for buy one, get one 25% off at FragFlex. So make sure to use that code when you shop at FragFlex, and it scales. So you know, you buy 10 fragrances, get 5 25% off. But if you buy one, you get one 25% off. Buy one, get one. And that code is part of all these codes. So use these codes if you would like, but that's the newest. All right, guys, let's get it started. Let's get ripping through these. First one that I want to talk to you about is from Dunhill, and it is Icon Elite. Now this one has been cheap for a minute, but it keeps getting cheaper somehow. Like, I don't know how low this thing is gonna go, but right now you can find this for right at like $20. I've seen it for $19.99 online. And I think that some places you can even get a 50 ml of this for like 16 bucks, which is just goofy. At that price, we're talking about like Axe body spray and stuff like that. So yeah, and quality wise, this is not a $20 fragrance. It is much better than that. It is very woody. So you have to enjoy fragrances that make heavy use of woods. But as long as you're okay with that, this is some fire stuff. It's decently long lasting off my skin, so really good for fall and winter time. You do have a little spice there off the top, cardamom being one of the most prominent, so it's not just all woods. You've also got a touch of citrus in there, just a little bit off the top. You have suede leather in there as it dries down as well. But this one is great, as I said, for the price point, and actually smells decently unique as well. So Dunhill Icon Elite, for the price point that it's going for now, this is little bit of a hidden gem. Now let's go for a summertime one. Jimmy Choo Man Ice. This has been one of my favorite cheap fragrances for summertime for a minute. And the atomizer, pretty good. It didn't look good just then. Ah, there it goes. It's a pressurized atomizer. This is another one that you can find often in the low 20s at discounters. So really cheap. Performance is so-so on this one. It's not horrible for a summertime fragrance, but it's not like a beast mode scent either. This one, as the name would have you believe, does have an icy freshness to it. Good amount of citrus there off the top. Smells fantastic. A little bit similar to Dior Homme Cologne and how it comes across. You get like a faint apple sweetness underneath the citrus. It doesn't overwhelm that kind of like zingy freshness in the top, but it gives it an extra element. Then as it dries down, a little bit of woods and some musk in there as well. Super easy to pull off. Everybody loves it. And at the price point, it's a no-brainer for me. I feel like, you know, you can pick this up for 25 bucks or less. You have something that smells similar to Dior Homme Cologne that's just a really easy wearing, refreshing citrus scent. And sometimes in summer, that's all you want. And this is a good one. All right, we're going full on clone with the next one. Rayon Tradition Insurrection 2 Pure Le Parfum. Just a lot of words there. Tell that to somebody who knows nothing about fragrances. They're just gonna go glossy-eyed and be like, okay. Yeah, I'll check that out. Like the presentation on it, like the style, it looks good. It's actually, or was, one of the first clone fragrances that had a presentation where you looked at it and you were like, oh, pretty good. Between the bottle, the box, and everything, it's well done. Mine, the cap, for whatever reason, just doesn't really click into place. It comes right off, but oh well, win some, lose some. So this is a clone of Aventus. Yeah, Aventus. They have 3, really, in the Insurrection line. The original Insurrection 2 Pure is Aventus, and then they have the Sport version, which is Aventus Cologne. Then they have actually maybe 4, because Extreme is also a bit Aventus-y. But then this one's the best of the bunch. So as I said, if this had been one of the original Aventus clones, then this would probably still be really being talked about. The problem is there are 15 billion Aventus alternatives at this point, and this kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But for the price point you can pick this up for, it is hands down one of the best Aventus clones you can get right now for the price point. So more people need to be aware of this one. Insurrection 2 Pure Le Parfum. Kind of got a twofer up next. So this is 2 fragrances, but only 1 spot on the list. It is Varvados, Artisan Pure, and just straight up John Varvados, the classic, the black bottle. Now I included these 2, but realistically, just John Varvados in general is kind of what this spot is. Now Varvados in general has become known for 2 things. Now, not all of their fragrances fall into both of these categories, but this is kind of what follows Varvados. So when you talk Varvados, if people are really into fragrances, they're probably gonna bring this up. First thing, they have great quality, just smell very well done. Second thing, performance sucks. That's kind of how it goes. Like every Varvados fragrance, if you look up reviews, you'll hear that. Oh man, smells amazing while it lasts. And some of that is true, but it's also a little bit overblown as well. So it's one of those things, you know. Now, Artisan Pure, this could be the most popular from Varvados' entire lineup if we're talking about the fragrance community, and for good reason. I think it smells great. And this one, for a while, the price was kind of fluctuating and going up, and then it seemed like it wasn't as good a buy anymore. But as of when I'm shooting this video, it's affordable once again. I was looking these up and I could find them for under 30 bucks pretty easily. So I mean, at that price point, no brainer. Fantastic smelling citrus, very clean, bit of a soapy feel to it. Classy, easy to wear, very appealing. This stuff is, it's a great go-to spring, summertime fragrance. And then this guy, Varvados Black, which is, again, not like the only one you need to check out or the only one you need to know about. Varvados Vintage, I love. Actually, Varvados Crimson, the one they did with Nick Jonas, I don't think is that bad either. And they have a number of other fragrances that are worth checking out, like I said. But this one, this is like the OG, if you will. It's a leather fragrance, but with some interesting twists to it. It has a little bit of a fruity sweetness to it. It has tamarind as one of the notes. It's got a nice kind of elegance to it while still being easy to wear. Has nice versatility also. You also have in there vanilla, caramel, dates. So you've got these different sweet aspects that are trying to kind of take some of that edge off the leather and give it that wearability that I just mentioned. And again, stupid cheap. All right, personal favorite, Star Walker from Blanc. Now, when it comes to this house, most people are gonna be about Explorer or Legend, one of the flankers of either one of those lines. Star Walker is a little bit more for people who are into fragrances, I guess. Nah, I don't say that meaning that it's hard to wear or that it smells funky or weird or whatever. It's just, you know, it's not necessarily that compliment beast that those other 2 lines kind of are known to be. This is instead relaxing. It's a very chill fragrance. It's smooth, has a great bamboo note to it, has like a slight green, clean, watery feel to it as well. You have citrus in there, you've got sandalwood, you have musk. It's something that's just a perfect chill out, relaxing scent, or a really nice casual one as well. A lot of people actually use this before they go to bed. I think more than any other fragrance. I've gotten emails from you guys, messages, that this is like your go-to bedtime fragrance, and it's stupid cheap, always helps. Now, talking about fragrances that are so cheap they're practically being given away at this point, Ferragamo, you can pick up as of this video for under 20 bucks for a 50 mil. When I say under 20 bucks, I mean $19.99, but technically that's still under 20 bucks. And that's at Joma Shop as of, again, when I'm filming this. In the future, who knows, but I'm assuming it's still cheap. Now, obviously, mine has no cap, and that's because I bought a tester, so if you want the cap, which this is intense leather, but if you want the cap, don't get a tester. Is that slightly annoying to me? No. Now this one did not get a huge amount of love when it came out, but it's actually a really wearable scent, extremely easy to pull off, very versatile. The leather fragrances that came after it, intense leather that I just showed you, spicy leather, bright leather, those get more love, but this would make a perfect daily driver kind of casual scent for a ton of people out there. It's got sage and citrus in the opening, easy going. It's been compared to Eros, Versace Eros. It's not as sweet as Eros, not as in your face. I'd say a little bit more classy, like a classy take on Eros, while still trying to have that wearability and compliment factor still here. Let's go with the Aro Chrome Extreme up next. Aro, really well known for putting out those bangers for a cheap, cheap price, assuming you are not buying them for full retail and this is one of those. This is a very well done scent, and as you would probably expect by looking at the coloration here, it's got a nice blue kind of marine scent profile to it, and has been compared to Acqua di Gio's Profondo, which I love. I will say that this one, compared to Profondo for me, has a much more noticeable, fruity citrus opening. The orange off the top here, frankly, smells great, especially in the air, big attention grabber. And then you have that kind of aromatic feel as it dries down, juniper berries, of course, marine notes in there. Just a wonderful everyday fragrance for spring, summer, early fall. Good performance as well. After that one, we got L'Insoumis from Lalique. Now, Lalique gets talked about the most for Encre Noir, the Encre Noir fragrances, or traditionally that's what they've been known for. But this one is really, really good and kind of flies under the radar. And frankly, it always has ever since it first came out. Love the presentation on it. I think it actually looks really, really nice. Like this detailing on the side, very cool. Cap feels good in the hand. So I mean, presentation-wise, it definitely does not look cheap. If you saw this on somebody's shelf, you would think, oh, pretty pricey. The quality here of the ingredients is nice. It has basil off the top and rum as well. So definitely different from everything else that we've talked about so far here today. Another one that probably really younger guys, teenagers, early 20s, not gonna gravitate toward quite as much. It does have some sweetness, just comes across in a very different way than most of these others. As it settles in, you get clary sage, lavender, some woods that come out as well, and it's been compared to Straight to Heaven from By Kilian. That being said, for me personally, I don't really find a big similarity between those two fragrances, Straight to Heaven and this one. I think that they're actually quite different, but there are some people out there who do pick out some things that are similar between the two, so I figured bring it up. All right, super popular one, Versace Man Eau Fraiche, which is somehow, I think, the most expensive one here, even though it's really not that expensive. It's a very popular fragrance, still sells extremely well, even at full retail. So this is a fragrance that has very much stood the test of time, kind of a summertime staple at this point. So this one has a lot of citrus off the top, uplifting, bright, fresh. You've got star fruit in there, gives it a little tropical twist also. Then you have some woods, like green aspects around the edges that gives it like an additional liveliness, some more depth, and then musk as it dries, just a clean white musk, easy going. Little bit similar in ways to Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue for women with a more masculine tinge, but I will say ladies could easily pull this off. It's that type of scent profile that everybody is gonna love, which is why this stuff still works. Last but not least, Missoni Parfum Pour Homme, which, like my Ferragamo, is a freaking tester. And this is a big mistake because I'm a fan of magnetic caps. I have a problem, and Missoni Parfum Pour Homme comes with the magnetic cap, as long as you don't get the tester. I hate it, but I saved like $5. Yay. So that one right there, it's most well known for smelling similar to Bleu de Chanel. This is a line of fragrances that I wish had more coming out, because this one, extremely solid for the price point. Like, the quality is there. It has that blue fragrance usability. This can be an all year fragrance. Like, this could easily be somebody's signature scent. Daytime, nighttime, doesn't matter. And if you get the full presentation, the magnetic cap and everything, it looks really good. So this is a steal of a buy, and sometimes you can find it for crazy cheap, like $30 or less. And then you have Missoni Wave. Missoni Wave is also great. That one, a wonderful marine fragrance, aquatic fragrance for spring, summer, early fall. And it's also, when it's in stock, typically pretty affordable. And then that's it so far. 2 fragrances, Missoni Parfum Pour Homme and Missoni Wave. Both of those, if you can get them for a good price, are worth owning. They're very, very well done. And if they come out with a new one, I will be pumped, because so far they're 2 for 2, which, I mean, that's not a huge amount of fragrances, but 2 for 2 is better than no for 2. There we go, guys. Those are some of the best fragrance buys that you can make, because all of these are stupid cheap for the quality, the wearability, the compliment factor, everything else. Like, all of these are fragrances that you can actually get heavy usage of. You know, great fragrances to throw into your rotation. That's not cheap stuff that's just gonna sit on your shelf and never be worn. This is stuff that you can actually wear that is cheap. So there we go. Thank you all for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.